Welcome everyone. I was doing a live stream. Just nervous about the election results. Hopefully Trump will win. Don't know. But I can't just sit there and watch TV waiting to see. But anyway, with that said, I'm gonna get into it on Z9157 and gonna talk about the things that I've done to it. So first things first, I have adapted it so that I can use pvs-14 style objective lens and diaphragm. So I was able to make it work. Wait. It's kind of hard to do it with one hand. But can I do you back the other way? There we go. There we go. This little thing on here makes a big difference. But before I go into all that, I'll show you the part numbers that I have. And I will also, later on when I'm done with the stream, I'll provide links to all the stuff in case you want to do this build yourself. But this is it. And this is the diaphragm for the pvs-14, the adjustable diaphragm. The sacrificial lens, which is made by K&F Concepts. Second lens on here. And this is the kit. So the ones that I use are actually the fisheye, the wide angle lens, and then I have no lens. So just a little bit testing earlier. I'm going to upload some video of it. Most of the problems with this unit being zoomed in were solved with this. This made it even better without using the adapter lenses. Because if you have one of these, you can actually zoom in on a close object. So like for instance, if I'm looking at my phone and I zoom in and focus on my phone, then when I adjust this and I'm looking at something, it's still in focus. That's how this works. I mean, I'm not an expert on these diaphragms, but it seemed to make a drastic difference on the performance of it. Also, I noticed like in low light conditions, I can dial it down and get more light. So that seems to work pretty good with this. So if you get one of these and you having an issue with it, well, it's not an issue. That's the way the thing is made. If you don't like the fact that it's zoomed in so much, you can play around with one of these and that will kind of alleviate it. It will still be zoomed in. If you want to make it wider, you're going to either need to build you a wide angle lens or use a fisheye lens. And of course, if you wanted just to remove it, let's see here. Can I just wait? There we go. It's just unscrews in here. So this is a medicine bottle cap. And the reason why I use this because in here was the 30 millimeters that I needed to make it, and I just hot glued the edge. I don't have a 3D printer to properly make the piece that I need. This is just a prototype to prove proof of concept. And anyway, this is so that you guys can build one yourself. So even if you don't have like a 3D printer or anything, you don't need that. But you just take that back on. You can take that off. And then you can swap the lens out if you want to use the fisheye, if you want to use the wide angle or no lens. You can use all three setups. And then I'm going to put this guy back in here. Hello, Nanny. Let's see here. Can I put it back? Wait, there we go. It wants to be tight. But anyway, once I did that, I was able to use the ordinary pvs-14 style diaphragm, and I also had a sacrificial lens on here with an anti-reflection coating, just to try to cut down on some of the reflections whenever I'm using the IR illuminator for this. But I said it's pretty good playing around with it when I dial it down. As long as you have like ambient light somewhere without using your IR illuminator, if you're worried about it, you can still see a lot without your IR illuminator. But just bear in mind, unit is intended for the civilian market. This is not a military unit, so a lot of the concerns that people have about having like a unit like this, to me, they're kind of a moot point, because this is something for the civilian market. This is not intended for military, law enforcement, or anything like that. And most people don't have any type of night vision, so if you had something and you needed it, you're already ahead of the game. Like I said, it's not as good as analog, but it's better than nothing. And oftentimes people talk a lot about the different units that are out there on the market. But like I said, unless you're some kind of special force guy, you're not going to be diving underwater with this thing, trying to keep your helmet on while you're crawling underwater or something stupid like that. This is just something for regular people to use to be able to see in the dark. My opinion, unless you're in the military or law enforcement, you're doing too much worrying about that. Because here's the thing: what possible scenario are you going to have where that you're being illuminated with your digital burning your IR night vision, that's not going to land you in life in prison for the most part? Because there's almost no way you're going to be able to shoot at a person in a complete darkness who can't see you, but you can see them, and then it's to me, it's a stupid point. It might be a limited circumstances where I may see that might be feasible for you to do, but like I said, if you're not in the military or law enforcement, I don't think it's a big deal. Hello, how you doing? I guess your name is Soy Matlix. Let me know if I'm pronouncing your name right. But anyway, like I was saying, that's kind of the reason why I picked this unit. To me, this is one of the only digital ones that have a cool look to it, but excuse me, it's not really expensive, and it has pretty clear pictures, because a lot of the ones that they have on the market, I'm not really a fan of them, or the different digital ones. I don't like square screens. I like the fact that this has round screens in it, and it looks a lot like a pvs-7. So I'm happy about that. So I guess now the other stuff, I'm not once. Now that I have all this worked out how that I want it, I can probably work some more on getting my helmet set up done. And like I said, if you miss the parts that I did to make this, you can look back at the beginning of the stream. Let's see here. I'm gonna try to close it. Yes, there we go. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, making that with the pvs-14 lenses, that's pretty. It's a pretty decent modification. Whenever I'm doing things, I'm trying to use parts that I can adapt for what I need. It's a lot more easier than trying to find something and manufacture it. And this one I bought from Amazon. Excuse me. I just got the $20 diaphragm. You can spend a bunch of money on these things, anywhere from not $20, $29, $100, depending on which one you have. And then these objective lenses, the sacrificial lens, they're around, I don't know. This one cost me $8. The 37mm, what that has the polarization, not polarized, I don't think. It has the look like YouTube's crashing because I keep having issues. But anyway, I just was doing the stream because it's nervous about the election. So hopefully everything will go good. We shall see. And when you want to just remove this, you just simply pull that out, and then you can say you want to without lens. You just put this one in, push it down. It's just like that. Make sure I don't have any dust on here. Okay, but yeah, that's pretty good. Now, like I said before in my previous video, if I have a bump helmet. Back here, I have this style battery holder, and there's no batteries. Well, not there's no batteries in here. This is not a functional one. It's just meant to hold batteries in here to use it as a counterweight. The purpose of this just to make it so that it's not so heavy on my head. It's just a counterweight. And then of course I have the clone Wilcox mount. That's pretty good. Let's see here. It's kind of hard doing that with one hand. There we go. I have these rubber band bungees on here to make sure, well, they're not rubber band, but these little cloth bungees. That's to make sure that it doesn't fall off. So setup seems to be pretty decent for me anyway. Like I said, it's for setup for normal people. My opinion anyway, you should use digital first for your first setup until you know what you're doing before you go out and purchase a more expensive unit. Because the last thing you want to do is ruin the tubes inside an analog unit. So if you don't know what you're doing, that's probably what you're going to end up doing, is ruining it. That's not really an issue. Well, it's not really. It isn't an issue with digital for the most part. You're not going to ruin this. And then the bar of entry for something like this is way lower than it would be for even something like a pvs-14. I probably got in this unit with my holes set up together. This is probably $300 maybe. Where that you're gonna spend way more than that for any of the other things. Let's see here. What was like I lost all those viewers, so oh, there's just somebody came back. But that's the thing though. So if you were thinking about purchasing the Z9, what is it, Z9157, it's not a bad unit. And if you do this mod on here, I think you will enjoy it. You won't have any issues with it. Like I said, digital does not compete with analog, but for the price point and skill level for novices, you can't beat it. The analog stuff is for people who know what they're doing and who have money. And since times are kind of tight right now, it's probably better just to have a digital unit. And then when things get better and you can afford a nice analog unit, buy that if you can. If you got the money and buy it, you can buy whatever you want, then do it. This video is pretty much made for the person who doesn't have that kind of money, and then they want to know what can they do to make something work decent enough where you can, walk around in the woods or walk around outside your home with and be able to see without any issues. So that's pretty much it. I'm gonna do some more streaming probably tomorrow, some more on the setup. But that's probably it for this. I think what I'll do next is get my radio set up and all that. Maybe a different IR illuminator that I can mount on a rail system, something like that. But I appreciate you taking the time to look at my stream. Hope your day's going well, and I will see you later.